This is the Yellow Beaks clear acrylic bird feeder. And for illustration purposes here, I've got this on the inside of the window to kind of show the features and make it easier for my little webcam to be able to pick these things up. But as you can see, this is a clear bird feeder that has basically 3 suction cups here on the back that attach to the window with a pretty good size interior here for the birds to kind of hang out and feed in, with a little perch right there that's kind of inset about a ½ inch or so, and of course the slanted roof. I would have liked to have seen, for the helping with the preventing the weather from getting in this roof, to be extended maybe a ½ inch more to the front, to provide a little bit better coverage for the seed itself, and also maybe some small drainage holes to help with the water that sometimes gets into bird feeders, to allow that to drain, to kind of help prevent the mold and bacteria that would grow. Typically I do that with my bird feeders. I add drain holes, whether they're wood feeders or whatever, to kind of alleviate that a little bit, and I find that it does help a little bit. So it would have been nice to have some type of drainage on this a little bit, and I may, if the acrylic will hold up to it, put some small holes in the bottom to help with drainage on that. But it would have been nice to see that with this feeder. As I said, the feeder opening is a pretty good size here. As you can see, it'll fit large birds, small birds. They can perch in there and feed. And I think for the most part, considering where you mount these, which will be on a window, squirrels should have a hard time accessing this. The roof's pretty slick, but I always learn never to say never with squirrels, but because they tend to be smarter than you are. But in my case, I'm putting this on it's going to be on a second floor window. So unless he has spotty powers and can climb straight up a brick wall, he hopefully should not be able to access, the squirrels should not be able to access this. Some people have said that, with this type of feeder, they haven't attracted any birds. And the one thing that I've learned with all bird feeders since doing this over the last few years is that any new feeder, whether it's this type or other types, that's placed at a new location or even replacing an old one, takes some time for the birds to find, to be comfortable with, and for them to spread the word that there's a new restaurant in town, that I like to say. So with this type of feeder and any other type of feeders, patience is the key. I mean, I've had to, with certain feeders, weeks before I get like regular usage from the local bird population. One of the biggest disadvantages I find for this type of feeder is that the seeds get dirty easily due to the chances of them getting wet from the weather. And again, extending the roof would help that a little bit. And from the birds being able to hang out in the house here, it is a wide opening, so the birds can get in and just kind of hang out in there. So maintenance is a little higher with this than some other types of bird feeders, because you do have to, change out the seed very often and clean out the feeder every couple days or so due to that. Installation itself is fairly easy. I found for the purposes of the suction cups, cleaning the window and the suction cups are important, even if you've never used it before. And also moistening the suction cups before you put them on tends to help greatly at causing this to stick a lot better. So, and of course, it's kind of hard to actually put the feed in here beforehand. You kind of have to before you mount it, put the seed in. It's a little bit more difficult unless you have some type of, a funnel for that purpose. And to beginning with this, really, you shouldn't fill this thing up right away, because I recommend to start just maybe about the amount that I've got in here, for example, to start until you start getting regular visitors for the seed, because you'll find that you're wasting seed until you get some regular birds coming to hang out. And of course, you have to clean it and change it, so you'll be wasting seed, especially initially. So kind of tailor it to the amount of traffic that you're getting, and you can up the amount as time goes along when you get enough traffic to support it. So far, the suction cups have been strong, they hold pretty well so far. Although, like most suction cups, they're susceptible to heat, and I'm going to update my review over time, especially when it gets summer. It's winter here now, to see how well it holds up to the heat. The extreme heat of summer. But again, the important thing with this is you make sure you clean the window every time, and the suction cups, and that should help make those things stick well. Overall, I mean, I think this is a nice quality feeder. It's great for allowing, close enough personal views of birds. I mean, I do think the roof could be extended, and there could be some drain holes added to this to make this a little better. I'm not crazy about the high maintenance with cleanup every couple days. This is a bit more hassle than other feeders. But overall, I still do like this bird feeder. I give it 4 stars.